Hey everybody, and welcome to Courtney's Kitchen. Today I want to show you how to make jambalaya. So first you want to start off with preparing your meat. You can use chicken, pork, whatever you like. Today I'm just using chicken. I used chicken breast. I wound up using 2, and that averaged out to about probably 1.25 pounds. Usually you want to use somewhere around 1 pound of meat. A little more is fine, but you don't want to use too much and too little. So first you want to start off with seasoning your meat, which I do season with salt. You want to use black pepper. I like to use Tony Chachere's. This is salty, but it has a lot of heat to it. And I like to put plenty of that. Then next, I'd like to season with some cayenne pepper, which those of you that like your jambalaya very hot, put plenty of this. Okay, and last but not least, I am going to add some garlic powder. And then you just want to mix this up really, really good, because you want to make sure that that seasoning is covering all of the chicken. Usually when you're done, it's going to look kind of red or orange. But the key is to season your meat very well. Seasoning your meat and stuff is going to be the key factor of making a jambalaya, because you're going to get all of your seasoning and your flavor, even darker color to your jambalaya just by seasoning this jambalaya very well. So what I have here, it is a 4-quart Dutch oven. And this is what I'm going to use to cook my jambalaya in. And as you can see, I already added in my canola oil. And you just make sure that you have enough in there to brown your meat. But you also want enough in there so you can coat all the sides of your pot. So then what we're going to do is we're going to turn the stovetop on. And we are going to put it on about a medium-high heat, because you just want to brown this meat very well. Okay everybody, so once your grease starts to get hot, that's when you want to add in your chicken. Be sure and brown your chicken very well. Like I said before, seasoning your meat as well as browning it is the most important parts of a jambalaya. This is where your seasoning, your flavor, even the end result color of the jambalaya is going to come from. So be sure and season it very well, but also brown it very well. Okay everybody, you want to brown your chicken. Now I've got mine as brown as I want it for the moment, because I'm going to add in my green bell peppers, my onion, and my sausage. Now all of this gives it great flavor, but the key to the onion is I use a yellow onion. I don't use a sweet onion. The yellow onion is a lot better. And with the sausage, make sure you use link sausage. You can use ground sausage. The problem with that is it's going to make it almost more like a dirty rice instead of a jambalaya. Now some people like that, but me personally, I like the link sausage, and you can use whatever kind you want. Turkey, andouille, whichever. Today I'm using turkey sausage, but if you do use andouille, I do recommend for you to try the Cajun style. It is very good. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add all of this in. Okay, and then you're going to stir this up really, really good. You basically want to brown this other stuff too. You just don't want to like get it real brown, but you do want to cook your onion and your bell pepper until it is tender. And you'll know when it's tender when it almost looks kind of see-through. And if your stuff is wanting to stick to your pot, you can turn your heat down to about medium, which I have mine on now. But this is going to allow you to really get this stuff done. You just don't want it to stick and burn because the vegetables, especially the sausage, will want to stick and burn. So these vegetables are tender just like I want them. They're perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my hot sauce. I do add it. I just let them simmer in it for just a minute. You just want to let it help bring out some of the heat and stuff in that hot sauce. Let it cook in that flavor. It's really good. Now I add a lot of hot sauce. You do not have to add this much, especially for those of you that do not want it that spicy. I just really like a hot jambalaya. So I add a lot of hot sauce, a lot of Tony's, a lot of red cayenne pepper. You don't have to, especially for those of you that can't do the heat. You can just do Tony's. Do the Tony sasheries. Leave out the cayenne pepper. Don't do as much hot sauce. I would add just a little because it does give it a really good flavor and a good taste. But you don't have to. That is totally optional. Okay, now I've let my stuff cook in the hot sauce for about a minute now. So now my next step is I am going to add my rice, which for this size pot, I would normally do 4 cups of rice. It does really, really fill it up. To be safer, you can just do 3 cups. Sometimes I do that. But today I'm going to do 4. Okay, and so what I did was I mixed up my rice really good, and now I'm going to start adding my water. Now for every cup of rice, you're going to add 1 3/4 cups of water for your jambalaya. Now I used 4 cups of rice, so I used 7 cups of water. Yeah, 7 cups of water. And as you can tell, my pot is very full. Now you're going to let this come to a boil. You're going to taste it. Sometimes you do have to add a little more salt. You want to add enough salt to where your water tastes just a little too salty, because that rice is going to soak up all of that salt. And usually I do have to add more Tony's and cayenne pepper. The Tony's is going to give it like a salty taste, but it's also going to make it hot. The cayenne pepper is just going to make it straight hot. So you make the decision of whatever you want to add. Sometimes this is enough for people. They don't like it real hot, so they won't add anything else. But personally, I usually have to add more. Now, a tip for the rice that I forgot to mention. Whenever you're using your rice, I do recommend buying a parboiled rice. Parboiled rice is a lot better to cook with when you're doing jambalaya. It'll get done a lot quicker. It's a lot easier, a lot less hassle. When you use regular rice, it is a lot harder to get it done in a jambalaya. And usually you have a hard time, you won't get it all done. So usually we use parboiled rice, and you're gonna pretty much have smooth sailing with it. So I didn't have to add much more seasoning to mine, just a little bit of cayenne and just a little bit of salt. Like I said before, you just want to add enough salt to where it tastes like it's just a little too salty, because you definitely want to make sure you have enough salt, because once this all soaks up, you can add more salt to it, but it is just not going to taste right. So make sure you add plenty of seasoning. You can make it as mild or as hot as you want it. Now, since it's done come to a boil, you don't want it to be real rapid, but you want it to boil just enough to taste it, which I've already done and seasoned. So your next step is you're going to turn your fire down to a low, because you want your jambalaya to simmer. And you're going to let this simmer for about 30 minutes. You're going to put a lid on it. Come back every 10 minutes or so. You want to not stir it, but you want to fold it. And make sure you scrape the bottom, make sure your food's not sticking. I'll see you back in 30 minutes. So as you can tell, my jambalaya is done. You can see it has soaked up all of that liquid. No, my jambalaya is not very dark, because I did use chicken breast. Other options are you can do chicken on the bone, like chicken legs or chicken thighs, and this will help make your jambalaya a little darker. Also, if you still isn't dark enough for you, you can add just a cap or two of kitchen bouquet. Don't add too much, because it can change the flavor of your jambalaya. But it will make it darker if you want to give it that darker effect. So I guess that has it for jambalaya. Thank everybody for watching, and hope y'all have a great day.